to how we will go ahead and push our code to GitHub. So for we were earlier using Jira. So Abhishek and Utkarsh and Rohan, I don't think so, but Akshat, you guys have already interacted with me on Jira. So what we will do is, because see, Jira becomes a problem. I can't allocate more than 7 people to one Jira site, and I ended up creating 5 different Jira sites, and we are so many of us. It becomes a big problem to coordinate amongst yourselves also, and for me also to do that. So what we'll do is, we'll keep it as private GitHub repos, and on those private GitHub repos, I will add up at least I think around. Uh, I already have, I think, 3 repos there, and I'll add up few more, and then whoever has to join on whichever repo, I'll do that. And in place of using Jira, we will start using. In place of using Jira, we will start using the issues and the project structure of GitHub to kind of coordinate amongst ourselves. And okay, Dharya. Dharya is asking me what is the topic for this. So the topic is that only on which you had some questions and I answered your questions. So it's got to do with how we will structure our contribution for projects and things like that, and also how we will do the code sharing and how we will push the code. Akshat, can you explain to everybody as to how you have pushed the code on the existing GitHub repo and what needs to be done? So the basic steps, if you can explain to everyone.
Yeah, so for first we need to create a branch in that repository, and then after that we can clone that repo in our local machine if we need to run that files. After that we can upload that file in that branch, and if there is no issues we can pull request to the master branch, I guess.
Yeah, that's correct. So see, the first thing that needs to be, Rajshri wants to join. Can somebody see that alert? I don't know, he vanished suddenly. But maybe his side network is a problem. Okay. First thing that we need to do is, the moment you are given access to that repo, you create a pull. So the first thing is the pull request. Okay. Once you get the pull, sorry, not the pull. You clone. You clone the repo to your local system. Okay. Once you clone the repo, so what you have right now, what is there in the master branch? You would have. Rashri is asking what is the timing join right now. Where is he going? Okay, Aviroop is not joining. He's saying he's busy with college papers, which is okay. Okay, so the first thing is, you take a clone of the GitHub repo. So what you please everybody just keep looking into the chat. Okay, unfortunately I'm not on my other system, otherwise I would have shared screenshots and other things with you. You take a clone of the repo. Basically you have taken a clone of the master branch. Okay, then you create your own branch, own branch, and that also with the name, let's say, so let's say it is Rohan. So Rohan says dev Rohan. So that becomes Rohan's development branch. Okay. So whatever Rohan does on that project, which is of a generic nature, he keeps on pushing into this branch. And when he is done pushing into this branch, then he goes and compares with the master, and then he creates a pull request. Okay. And other guys who are listening, in case I go wrong somewhere, please you correct me. Okay, because I myself, I'm not very proficient with this. So now once you have created your own branch, let's say as the name Dev Rohan, So whenever you make whatever changes, we discuss something. We say, okay, fine, this is Rohan's task. Rohan needs to do that. And how will Rohan get the task for that particular this thing? How will Rohan get the task? He'll have to look at the issues. Within the issues on GitHub, I will specify the name of the person saying that we've discussed this. You kindly make this, this particular method or whatever it is there. So just like we were doing in Jira, I'll give as much description as I can. Some external link I have to give you. I have to upload some, screen capture from somewhere, or do whatever it is that I have to do, or maybe give you a link of some external video or whatever. I'll put it inside that issue and make it as much clear as possible, so that you don't necessarily have to call me and ask me, Rohit, what I have to do. But still, if you don't understand, of course, we will have to discuss. That's a different story. But I'll try and make it very, very clear for you. So you start working on that particular issue. You say, okay, fine, this issue is what I'm working on. Once you have worked on that and you have coded whatever you have to in the in the clone that you have taken, you go to your you stay on your branch only. You don't come to master. You do that code and you just push from your branch. Okay, you do your git add, your git commit. Your git commit message has to be there. Once you've done that, you push to the master. Once you have you push to your branch, and then you create the pull request. Once I see the pull request over there, I will firstly go through whatever it is that you have done. Then if there is any review required, let's say Rohan, in his dev, Rohan, he ends up pushing something. So immediately what comes to my mind is that Akshat is an expert on this, okay, whatever it might be. Or let's say Abhishek is an expert on this, so I will assign it to them for review. Then they will review and then they'll say, okay, fine, this is okay. They will leave some comments and all saying that this is what it is. And then both of you get onto a call, or get onto a Google Meet or whatever it is that you guys have to do. You do that, and once the person who's reviewing your code is okay with it, so that's called a peer review. So once that peer review is done, then if I have to discuss with both of you saying that, okay, fine, this, let's do it this way, or let's do it in some different manner, we'll have that discussion. And then I will merge that code into master. So the moment your code gets merged into master, immediately after that, let's say right now Rohan's code got reviewed by Abhishek, or Abhishek's code got reviewed by Rohan, and one of them has pushed it to master on their branch. Say 10-15 minutes after that, if Akshat takes a pull of the master, then he will be able to see very clearly what Abhishek has done or what Rohan has done, and maybe it is related to something that he's trying to do. Okay, so he will also check on his end that, I was working on this my own branch, which was called dev Akshat, and does any of the stuff that these guys have already done on the master, does it mess up with my things? Right, so if it messes up with his things, he'll let us guys know, okay, guys, you did this, I was trying to do this, it has messed up, so maybe let's again talk to each other, and again go back and maybe do the coding again or do the review again. Yes, so Rashri is saying he can't join, which is okay, we'll share this thing with him, not a problem. So okay, so that is one thing. Rashi, you are in. Don't worry, we are recording the call. In case you miss it, we'll share it with you. Don't have to worry.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, actually, don't worry too much. We are recording the call. We'll, in case you disconnect, also no problem. Don't worry.
Okay, okay.
Now, I want you to be here, but God forbid if your connection doesn't work, then there's no problem. Okay, don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I am here. Just the connection is very unstable.
Yeah, yeah. Not an issue. So, Akshat and Rohan and Abhishek, you understood the scenario I just shared with you. So that is the basic first level scenario.
Yes, sir, clear.
Understood.
Perfect. So by doing this, what we will achieve is that we have very, very clear understanding who's doing what on project. And tomorrow somebody can't say, no, yaar, that thing was done by Rohan. No, yaar, that thing was done by Abhishek, or by Deepak or somebody. Then that will cause a lot of confusion later on. So, acha, that is one thing. The other thing is that when you are doing this, something came to my mind today when I was Uh, so you end up yeah, in the doc string, that doc string thing that I recommended initially, and I shared that link with Rohan also, of as to how to create those documents, that Sphinx and all that stuff. We'll go to Sphinx and all that maybe later on, we don't really care. um, yeah, perfect, perfect. Thanks, Deepak. So we really don't care too much about Sphinx and everything right now, but make sure that each and every method that you write, there is a doc string which mentions your name and it mentions the date, saying that this is the date I have done this method. Now, if you look at right now the digital cognition repo, yesterday I integrated something that Aviroop had done earlier. Aviroop has already done it. He's done a great job with it. Perfect. His task is finished. My task is to integrate that into the HTML part, into the Django part. So today when I did that, I very clearly wrote a comment over there saying that this is what it is, and I am integrating Aviroop's code, which was done on this particular date. Fine. So that's it. That's all that I wanted to discuss. The other thing that I wanted to discuss was that that Excel sheet called appraisal sheet that I have shared with everyone. Uh, so I'll share my screen now so that all of you can see it. And what I want to discuss on that, I'll just explain. If anybody has any questions with regards to the GitHub part that I have discussed with you right now, Deepak has also shared tutorial link, and there are a lot of different links which are there. Uh, okay, 1 second. 1 second. And okay, I'm trying to share my screen, but because this is a very old laptop and it is not very good on memory, it might freeze. So if it freezes, we'll just finish the call right now. Otherwise, I'll share. No problem. So we are taking that risk. What happened? It's not happening. Can somebody else share your screen and maybe go to that Google sheet, the Google sheet which I shared today? You share screen and I'll talk about it. I think Rohan had access that Google sheet. So in case,
Should I go ahead with this?
yeah, Deepak, you can do that.
Okay.
Rohan or Deepak, anybody who can do it, no problem.
So can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, Deepak, we can see your screen.
Okay. So you shared.
Yes, yes, this is the one. Perfect, great, great. Maybe there is some way to maximize at your end, or this is okay. Anyways,
I think
yeah, we guys
this.
should be able to understand what it is, and then it is not such a urgent this thing.
Yeah.
Even though I was trying to push everyone to do it, uh, you have to understand the logic of it. What is it that I'm trying to do? Okay, so on top itself it says, "Dear all, we are required to give every other group member a rating between 0 to 10." Okay, and the ratings will be given in three different categories. One is sharing code, as to how much code has been shared. Now when I say sharing code, this sharing code is slightly different from what we will end up doing on GitHub. This is more like what has been done till now, which unfortunately did not get recorded anywhere on GitHub, or did not get recorded anywhere on a Jira. So we really don't have a way to track it. But what I'll do is I'll create historic issues, so to say, on the GitHub repos, and most of the code that anybody has shared, obviously it will be with me. I'll post it over there, and I'll say that this was done by this person, and assign a issue, so to say. You can just go and close it, saying that yes, this is already done by me in the past, so that you are also aware that I have done it, and I am also aware, and gets documented, so to say. So fine. So Deepak, can you just point at Piyush's this thing, the first one? Dharya, don't worry if there are network issues. We'll share the this thing. Yeah. So what Piyush needs to do is Piyush needs to rate me under my name. So the column which says my name, Piyush will rate me just like that, which will say sharing code what he has done, sharing code what he has done, what Rohit has done, value add on discussion what Rohit has done, and some learning session that Rohit has done. Uh, 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 what was the rating between 0 and 10? And similarly, Piyush will do this for everybody else besides his own self, and for Gopal, Abhijit, and everybody. And similarly, everybody has to do this for everyone else. Okay, and you have to do it for a 15-day period, right from the time that we kind of started working on all of this till date, and going forward also. That is what we will follow. So it's extremely simple. There is nothing which is complicated in this. Let's say you are not aware. Not, let me take an example. Rajshri says that Rohit, I am not aware who Tapendra is. I have never interacted with him, or I am not aware who Gaurav Somani is. I have never interacted with him. Then I'll say, okay, Rajshri, don't worry. You can leave theirs blank. That is okay, not an issue. Whoever has interacted with them, you please remember that you interacted with them, or you were part of a session, or they shared some code in which you were involved, and things like that. And you please go ahead and give that rating. That's all. That is the. I really couldn't think of any other transparent way to kind of make everybody understand in the group what everybody else is doing. So that is the intention that I have over here. So if anybody has any questions for me right now, you can please let me know. This is simple stuff. This is not something which is very complicated. Abhishek, you are okay with this approach?
Yeah, I have no problem.
Akshat, you are fine?
Yes, sir.
Deepak, you are okay?
Yes.
Piyush, you have understood what we are trying to do?
Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
So Rajshri, Rohan, Utkarsh, all of you okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
fine.
So see, yeah, we have a fair enough sample over here. Almost out of I think around 40 or 35 people who are active in today's date. 10 of you are okay, so I think the others will also be okay. And in case you are ever confused, in case anybody is confused that Rohit, I think I was doing something differently, and you have gone ahead, or somebody else has gone ahead and given a different rating, let's talk about it on calls. Okay. There is under no circumstances that me or somebody else will not answer your query. We have to answer your query. Okay. That's about it. That's all that I had to share. So this thing is clear, the GitHub approach. And in the GitHub approach, one thing you have to remember: you have to always be coding in your own branch. You can't be coding on the master branch. And also you have to always push code to your own branch. If that is one thing that we can remember, and we don't go wrong with that, rest, and if any confusion happens, any other problems happen, we'll be able to manage it. Shouldn't be a problem.
Rohit, just to add to your points, I think everyone should only create branches from develop branch, not from the master branch.
Yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying. So right now, our master itself is development. So we
Okay.
don't have anything in production. So yes, you are right.
Okay.
I should create one development branch, and from which everybody should again, create their own branches. That is correct.
Yeah.
But right now, we've not really reached that stage, so I didn't bother. But yes, that's an excellent suggestion. We should do that. I'll
Yeah.
do that for sure. If nothing else, we can end the call.
Uh,
Perfect. Yeah, yeah, Deepak.
yeah, I just said, yeah, we can end the call.
Okay, okay, perfect, perfect. Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
So just,
Rest
just
everything.
a,
Yeah.
just a request. So I have sent some requests for the scripts and all. So those scripts were shared on Google Drive. So I have sent the request. So please.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll do that. You need not worry.
Yeah.
See, but some of the things happened before you joined, so maybe you would have missed it. But don't worry, we'll share everything with you. Need
Yeah.
not worry.
Sure. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.